The hopes of the main opposition Republican People's Parties, CHP, old guards that they would make a glorious comeback were disappointed over the weekend after party members selected fresh faces in the weekend's primary elections. Hundreds of thousands of CHP members flocked to polling stations on March 29 to vote for their elected candidates ahead of the June 7 parliamentary elections, making the CHP the sole party to conduct primaries. While the results were disappointing for names who once held power within the party, new names will make up the majority of the CHP's electoral lists in the upcoming election. Former CHP leader Deniz Baykal came second in the primary of his hometown Antalya, finishing behind Nefi Kaya, a popular doctor. A former close aide to Baykal and the party's former Secretary-General, Önder Sav, who kept Baykal at the helm until the party leader resigned from the post in 2010, he was dubbed the kingmaker for paving the way for Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu to replace Baykal, failed to get enough votes for a place in the candidate list for June 7. Mustafa Sarkal, the former Sicily mayor who returned to the CHP last year to run for the Istanbul Metropolitan Mayor's post, finished fifth in the primary for Istanbul's second electoral district, putting his chances of being elected to parliament at risk. According to the CHP's earlier announced system, candidates who ran in the primaries would be put in the 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th spots in the electoral districts of Istanbul, Ankara and Izmir, while the remaining top spots are reserved as part of quotas. Female candidates will run in the first spot in Istanbul's 3 electoral districts, as well as 2 electoral districts in both Ankara and Izmir. Another former kingmaker, former Secretary-General Adnan Keskin, was one of the biggest losers of the primaries after failing to get a spot on the 7-candidate electoral list in his hometown of Denizli, let alone a spot to be elected to parliament. In many provinces, the winners were popular locals who had been mostly left out of former electoral lists due to the quota preferences of the party administration. Kılıçdaroğlu, who himself ran in the 2nd electoral district of Izmir and topped the election, receiving over 85% of the votes cast, praised the choices made by the CHP members. "The CHP has taken a very important step," he told reporters in Ankara. "As the party leader, I advised the members to care for the youth and the women, and the lists have mostly been shaped in this regard. Politics needs new people. If we could manage this, the other parties should follow and hold primary elections." Although the picture in the CHP primaries for the youth and the women is not as bright as Kılıçdaroğlu painted, female candidates especially did well in some constituencies. In Istanbul, Gamze Akıslagizdi, wife of Ataşehir Mayor Batılgizdi, came in second in the 1st electoral district, while Gula Yedesi Aslan and Didem Engin were in the top 5 in the 2nd electoral district. Emin Gülizar Ermecan is expected to be elected to parliament in the 3rd electoral district. In Ankara, where there was a high turnout despite heavy rain, current lawmaker Aylan Nazlaka surprisingly finished second in the primary in the 1st electoral district, but women failed to secure good spots in the electoral list in Izmir. Female candidates were more welcome outside the 3 biggest cities. In Bursa, where the CHP won 6 parliamentary seats in the 2011 elections, economy professor Lail Karabek came in second while 37-year-old lawyer Nureya Altıkakayoğlu finished 5th. 5 of the current 6 lawmakers of Bursa did not run in the primaries, while İlhan Demirtaş was not even in the top 10, according to the results. In Denizli, the 1st and the 3rd spots went to female candidates, Melik Basmak and Gülizar Bayserkaraka, respectively. The CHP won 2 of the 7 seats in the province in 2011. In Adana, Elif Doğan Türkmen and Muziyen Savkin were in the top 5. The party won 4 seats in the last general election in the province. In the central Anatolian province of Yozgat, 3 of the candidates on the 4-person list are women, but the CHP failed to win a single seat in the province in 2011. The CHP currently has 17 female lawmakers, and with the use of party quotas for more female candidates, the party is expected to have more in parliament after June 7. Most of the names that secured viable spot in the primaries for a seat in the parliament were fresh names, while many current lawmakers running in the primaries failed. Mehmet Tanal topped the list in Istanbul's 1st constituency, and former prosecutor İlhan Sahaner topped the 3rd district. In total, some 25 lawmakers who ran in the primaries are expected to lose their seats in the upcoming election. The CHP members made it clear in the primaries that they were mostly unhappy with the performances of current cadres and the very experienced names within the party. The unwillingness of deputy leaders to run in the primaries has also been a major source of complaint and concern among party members. Whether the CHP will be able to carry its members' enthusiasm in the primaries through to the election campaign process depends on whether Kılıçdaroğlu will act in accordance with the message delivered.